Good day. So, this past winter was really hard for me because once I started connecting to my higher self last fall, and as Christmas approached, which oddly was like almost exactly a year from the time I got my first real violent pull back into the spiritual since I'd been a kid. But I struggled because I started to realize, in a way, how pointless so much of our reality is. And what I mean by pointless is that we have self-made problems that would literally go away as soon as we stopped giving them energy, as soon as we stopped focusing on them. They just stop existing. And yet so many of us are stuck not just focusing on them, but creating them intentionally. And I know that we're doing this because we want to learn the lessons we came down here to learn and grow and expand and grow our awareness, our consciousness, our energetic self. But to me, it was so hard because it was like, why all this pain? I could just leave. It could just be over. I don't have to stay here inside this game. Why would I bother? And so then I had to spend time trying to grasp why I, as an entity, energy, I don't know what you're calling me, but why on earth would I want to be here? Why would I want to be here? Why do I want to experience this life? Because I obviously chose to come here. So then I had to sit with that question for a bit. And the more I dig into it, I realized that this time around, it was all about emotional growth for me. I have connected to other pieces and parts of me, and I know I've experienced great power, great success, all kinds of great things here, there. I also know that it's gone to my head and I've made a lot of bad choices. So this time around, this incarnation, this version of me was all about emotional growth, maturity, control of how I focus my attention on different emotions, or what I allow in, what I don't allow in, right, etc., etc. It was just, this was a lot, this one. And so I experienced a lot of pain. And I think it was hard for me to wrap my head around that I actually chose to experience that much pain. But I think I needed it so I could understand both sides, the duality of the energy that we're experiencing in this system right now, and how technically, right, the two sides to a coin, they just have a hard time seeing each other sometimes. So there needs to be a mirror, so that, right, the two sides can see each other. There has to be not just one mirror. Sometimes there has to be two mirrors. And I know that a lot of people, as they go through their spiritual journey, their awakening, and they start to realize how connected they are, how expansive they are. Because here's another thing I really would like to make a point on. You hear a lot of people say, expand your energetic field, like expand your consciousness. And even I say that. But you are expanding your consciousness, but you're not expanding your energetic self. You don't have to do that. It's already massive, okay? It's literally creating everything you're experiencing right now and more. It is astronomical, your higher self, how massive, how your energetic self is. You don't have to expand that. But you are expanding your consciousness into your energetic self. And the more you expand your awareness, the more you expand, sorry, I'm crunchy. Anyways, the more you expand your consciousness into yourself, your energetic self, the more you realize that this meaty flesh sack is just a tiny small piece of such a huge thing that is you. That's kind of daunting in and of itself, which is, cue my existential crisis. and then having to accept the responsibility and the power that what you choose to believe, what you choose to focus on, is what gives your life meaning. Every choice you make about what to believe is true, about what you want to be true, about yourself, other people, whether you stop and let yourself feel, or whether you talk yourself out of feeling into the thinking, letting ego have some fun. Regardless of how you do any of it, all of it is you. And once you realize that you are the one creating and doing it all, you have to be responsible for it. Responsible for the choices of what thoughts to focus on. Again, you're not going to be able to control every single thought. You might be able to tweak a thought. You might be able to flip a thought and seek the opposite end, the other side of the coin of the thought, right? The duality. Oh, this is gonna suck. Everyone's gonna hate me. Oh man, this is gonna be awesome. When they all get upset, it's gonna be so funny. You can look at it however you want, right? That's a choice. Perspective is a choice. It's the same reason why we don't all say the same colors. Believe it or not, we don't. We don't all have the same memory of something to the exact detail. You can ask 6 people in a room what happened 10 minutes ago, and they're all going to have slightly different memories. Perception is crazy. Based on your belief system and choices of what to choose to focus on. That is powerful, knowing that you create your reality that way, but it's also scary because now you have to take responsibility for yourself and where you're putting your attention and your energy, because that's your magic. You want to focus your energy on the things that feel good. So then you have to be like, okay, crap, what feels good? And then you're like, oh crap, I don't know how to feel. Oh crap, I'm in survival mode. Oh crap. And then you go into hiding and you turtle. Been there. That's okay. That might happen a few times, actually. You might like a turtle, you might like poke your head up and be like, okay, let's try this again. Nope. And then you'd be like, okay, I can do it now. I can do it now. I can do it. Yeah. I'm gonna start feeling shit. I'm gonna feel shit. I'm gonna stop thinking so much. I'm gonna do this. And you stick your head out. No, that's scary. That's scary. I'm not gonna do that. I mean, I started this whole self-love journey in 2012. Okay. I turtled lots. I think I even backtracked and like tried to become an amoeba again. So if you are at a point right now where you're kind of wondering like, what the fuck's the point? I get it. So then you have to make a choice. Do you want your life to have a point? Do you? Forget if it has a point. Do you want it to have a point? Do you want to have a purpose? How badly? How badly do you want to have a purpose? How badly do you want your life to have a meaning? Now, when you decide you want your life to have a meaning, I want you to go out there and start experimenting with what activities excite you, make you feel happy, make you want to dance, make you laugh, make you feel joy. That kind of joy you had as a kid, right? When you found something new and fun, like, oh man, that's so awesome. Did you see that? That energy. When you find that feeling, do more of those things. See where it takes you. Find out what it is that gives your life meaning. For me, it's helping people know that they are lovable. That is what I want more than anything. But what's yours? Maybe you want to help kids. Maybe you want to help animals. Maybe you just want to create art. I don't know. But find it for yourself. Give your life meaning. That's your choice. Isn't that crazy and powerful? Okay, have a great day. Bye.